Hey folks, Keith with 93 Lumber coming back at you with a little bit of a channel update, even though there's nothing super pressing that I have to update about. I just thought I would just do a little video. Hopefully I don't drag this on too long, but just a couple things. I have a list right here. I'm going to go down the list. And so first thing is right now, at this current moment, I have strep throat for the first time in my life. I'm 34 years old and I have strep throat for the first time. I don't really know that much about it since I've never had it and never thought I would have to worry about it. I never got my tonsils out, so those are still in there. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, and being old. I don't know. Being old and out of shape and all that stuff. But yeah, so a fun story. So Katie is immunocompromised. And she has had strep throat multiple times in her life. And it seems like I got strep throat, which I've never had before, and I gave it to her, which is ironic and kind of funny in a weird sort of ironic way. But yeah, so that's fun. That's going on. We're both on antibiotics now, so hopefully we'll be feeling better in the next couple days. Oh, I did a couple reviews, so I'm a little gassy. I get really gassy easily. I gotta like start working out or something. The second thing in the next thing I just want to cover is I just wanted to say fuck Matt Damon for doing crypto ads. He can go fuck himself. That was the second thing. I just remembered the third thing, and I was making this list and I was like, there's something else I'm missing. And it was the whole point of doing this video. So I'm just going to write a quick little mental note thing. Not mental note, but a note to make me mentally prepared to talk about the thing. I don't know. So yeah. So before I get into the big thing, there's a few more things that I want to just touch on. I am thinking about renaming the channel. One, because 93 Lumber, like even from the beginning, it was just a joke, and even though I'm like super into just like weird jokes that nobody gets, it's still like a little weird to me. Second, because apparently part of the thing that the name 93 Lumber is based on is connected to founders, and that is like the biggest reason why I want to change the name, because I don't want to be connected to founders in any sort of way because they're racist. So fuck founders as well. Fuck Mike Damon, fuck founders. And yeah, so I have a couple names, potential names written down here, but I don't think I'm going to share them yet because one or two of them I haven't shared with Katie, and I just want to run those by her before I say anything. Plus, I don't want to I'm going to upload this video tonight, and I don't want anybody stealing my fucking names, bro. Ooh. Third. Fourth. The Bath and Barley wine thing is going to happen. I just have to build a thing. I just have to put together like a thing that goes over the top so that I can actually do that. So look forward to that when I get the motivation or the money to buy the things that I need, or to find the things, or the time to find the things that I can get for free, and just put a thing together for that. So look out for that. Hopefully I get that together in the next week or so. I'm sick now. So I'm sick right now. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little my throat's a little bit. I feel fine. My throat just feels weird. Next thing is, I am sorry that for those of you who watch my videos who also follow me on Instagram, I am sorry that I do not update Instagram as much as I should. I feel bad about it. I'm pretty sure that nobody gives a shit, but I feel weird about it and bad, and I just want to put that out there that I am aware of it. So that's just more me telling people who are aware of that I am also aware of that. And I'm sorry. I'll get into all of that in the next part, because the next part is the bulk of what I want to make this video about. Because I am going to, actually, I should preface. Let me just make a note right. So, to kind of preface this, even though it's not really a preface to what I'm going to talk about, but what the thing that I wanted to get into is more on like a political kind of thing. So I wanted to preface this with a thought that I had, and I'm probably going to do it regardless of if anyone comments or even responds to this in any sort of way. But I'm planning on doing a lot of things. I have a few videos that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and I just haven't gotten around to doing it because I'm just fucking tired and depressed and anxious all the time. So other than those videos, I'm planning on putting together a video of all the political shows that I follow, because when I first started this channel, I said I was going to do more than just beer reviews. And even with the name change, I plan on following through with that and not just being beer. Even though I think the new name is going to be, since the channel is going to be and is mostly beer reviews, it's going to represent that in some way. So I'm planning on putting together a video of YouTube channels that I watch, that I pay attention to. I was going to cover channels that I don't pay attention to, and channels you should stay away from. As far as if, like, I don't know if anybody watching this gives a shit about that, but I want to do that for myself. So So if you're interested, that'll be coming out eventually, if ever. And so now I want to get into what I want to make this video about, because I kind of steered away from, I know for a while there I was doing channel updates like every once in a while, because like shit would come up, or I would just like not have time or the energy to like upload videos, so I would do a channel update video to say that I didn't have the energy to do videos and whatever. But today there's a specific reason why I wanted to do this video. And I'm sorry this isn't as clean cut as like all the other YouTube videos are practiced or scripted or whatever. But I wanted to talk about an experience I had today. And it's kind of political. It's not really political. It's more just like humane kind of thing. But so I said that Katie and I have strep. Yesterday, Katie went to her doctor because she has health insurance, and she went to her doctor, and her doctor was like, "You don't have any COVID symptoms, so we're not going to test you for COVID. We'll give you a strep test because she's had strep before." And since like the whole pandemic thing and wearing masks, she hasn't had strep because she's been protected from all the people at work and basically everyone. So it seems weird that I got strep first, but anyway, that's another thing. So she went to the doctor and he gave her antibiotics because she took a strep test. It came back inconclusive, but it was either it was her symptoms were pointing to strep or tonsillitis, or I think there was a third thing that she mentioned to me. And but it basically not COVID at all. No COVID symptoms whatsoever. And I have the same symptoms, and I've been sick longer than she has. So today I go to urgent care because I don't have health insurance. And I want to be put on something, or I wanted to be put on something because Katie is immunocompromised, and if I'm sick and I'm the one who got her sick, I wanted to be on antibiotics with her so that I can also get better and not have her be on antibiotics, her get better, and then I just get her sick again. And so I went to urgent care. I'm not going to say where. I'm just going to say that it used to be, and I don't know. I didn't look into like the fucking thing, but it used to be MedExpress. It is now Riverside. I don't know if Riverside bought out MedExpress completely, or if in this particular location they just took the spot, and instead of MedExpress, I have no idea what that business end of it, or how it worked out or whatever. All I know is it's the place that Katie and I went to get COVID tests whenever we thought we were exposed to COVID. And this was the first time that I was there when it was Riverside instead of MedExpress. So I go for a walk-in. I don't have an appointment. And I tell him my symptoms. I'm like, yeah, I'm like here because my partner has strep or tonsillitis or something, and I'm just trying to get put on something to and I'm sure I didn't explain it well enough. I had to fucking say it to like 3 different people like 4 different times, and like just like, I don't know if like, I'm not sure if like places like that get subsidized by the government for pushing COVID tests onto people, or if they just push COVID tests onto people in the event that anything that may be COVID is whatever. But like basically, as soon as I walked in, they were pushing COVID tests on me, and I was like, I don't have any COVID symptoms, and I'm just trying to get like on antibiotics or something, so that because Katie went to the doctor and this is what happened, and I'm trying to get the same thing and I don't have insurance. And so I explained that to the lady at the desk. They made me wait in my car for, I don't know, I think it was only out there for like 20 minutes, which is fine. Like, I might have COVID. Fine. I'll wait outside. And so they call me, I go in. The nurse that I see, she basically does the same thing. Like, I tell her that I have 0 COVID symptoms. None of my symptoms are COVID related or anything like that. She takes my blood pressure. She asked me if I'm allergic to anything, if I drink, if I smoke, or whatever. And I'm like, no. Like, the only thing I have is like my throat feels like swollen. It's uncomfortable, but it doesn't hurt. Like it doesn't hurt to swallow. Like whatever. And so at this point, I don't know that I have strep, and I am just I assume that I have strep, and I know that I don't have COVID. Even though at one point, because I've kind of been like not feeling well, like on and off for like the last week and a half or so. Some days better than others. So like, I know I don't have COVID, but I don't know what it is. And I'm going off what Katie's experience at the doctor was, because we have the same symptoms. So if we have the same symptoms, we most likely have the same thing because we fucking live together. So I explained to her, I'm like, yeah, I don't want a COVID test because I don't want to pay for something that I don't need. And I don't have the money, and I just want to get like antibiotics or something because my partner is immunocompromised, and I just want to be on something that is comparable to what she's on, so that we are on it together, because we live together, even though like I'm sure I didn't specify it fucking good enough. But you know, you go to the fucking doctor and they act like you're the enemy and you're just trying to fucking fuck them over or something. So I was like, she asked me if I wanted to see the doctor. I was like, if I could just get like an antibiotic, a prescription for an antibiotic, I don't need to see the doctor. Like, I don't like, that's not what I'm here for. And so she was like, well, if you need a prescription, you have to see the doctor. So I was like, fine, whatever. So she brings me back to another room, and kind of is similar, like it's similar like a doctor's office. They bring you to the one room and they do your weight and blood pressure and stuff, and then they bring you to the room where the doctor sees you. And I'm sorry if this is too long. I'm just like, if I start crying or something, I apologize. Today was like an emotional day. It was fucking bullshit, and I'm just exhausted. And so sorry if you're still watching this. But it's important. So thank you if you are still watching this as well. So she brings me back to the room, whatever. So I'm waiting there, and I hear her because it's an urgent care place. There's no carpet. It's just doors and walls and floor and tile floor, or whatever the fuck it is. And you can basically hear anything, like, regardless of how loud you say. So I start hearing the nurse, or I don't know. I think there's another word that I can't. Some sort of like aide or assistant or something. But I hear her talking to the doctor. And so she's telling him that I am refusing a COVID test, despite the fact that I don't have any fucking symptoms. Like, yeah, I don't, like, if you're going to charge me a fee for a COVID test, I'm not going to take it. And whatever. So I'm there to do a strep test and get the fuck out with some antibiotics prescription. And so she's talking to him. She's basically telling him the things that I told her. And I forget which order it happened in, but the two things that stuck out to me that made me absolutely fucking... First of all, it made me super upset. And you'll know why once I say it to you. Or once I explain it. Or say what the doctor said. And it also fucking made me so fucking pissed off. Because the healthcare system in this country is such fucking bullshit. Doctors act like their patients don't know what they're fucking talking about. And that's not me saying that there aren't people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, who go into the hospital, who go into doctors' offices acting like they know what the fuck they're talking about. But that is the exception, not the rule. I think. So she's explaining to him, and I'm sorry, I don't remember explicitly which came first, but I'm going to paraphrase and whatever. So she's explaining to him what I said to her. And the first thing that I remember hearing him say, it might have been the second thing that he said or whatever. But basically, so I couldn't hear her as well as I could hear him. So I don't know exactly what she said or how she said it, but I could hear her say something, and then he said, if he doesn't have insurance, what is he doing here? And I'm literally in the urgent care because I'm fucking sick. And he says, what am I doing here if he doesn't have insurance? Like, the reason I'm fucking there is because I don't have insurance. Because the healthcare in this country is so fucked up that I have to go to urgent care. Like, that's the only option I have. Or I can go to the regular doctor, or I know there are some doctors who work with people who whatever. But this, like, Katie's already on antibiotics, so I'm like, this is the easiest thing. Show up when they open, just go in, explain what I'm doing or what's going on, get fucking antibiotics, and get the fuck out of there. So he says to her, what is he doing here if he doesn't have insurance? And that, he may have said it a different way, but that's paraphrasing, but that's literally what he said. He might have said, if he doesn't have insurance, what is he doing here? He basically, he said that, just, it's mixed around, whatever. Like, but that's literally what he said. I'm paraphrasing, but that is literally what he said. What is he doing here? Or why is he here? One of those things. He literally said that. If he doesn't have insurance, or because he doesn't have insurance, or something. And then she was explaining to him that I was refusing a COVID test despite the fact that I didn't have any fucking symptoms. I'm not going to get a fucking COVID test if I don't have any fucking COVID symptoms. And I heard him say, so he's refusing a COVID test? So basically he said, so he asked her, so he's refusing a COVID test, and I guess she said something along the lines of, yeah, he doesn't have the money for the test or whatever. And he said, I don't care if he doesn't have the money. And that is like, the reason I don't have fucking health insurance is because I don't have the fucking money to pay for it. And that just fucking set me off. So, I'm like, while I'm I'm literally sitting in one of the rooms waiting for him to come in, and I'm hearing him say this shit. And so I'm texting Katie. I'm just like, I'm fucking gonna just fucking run out of here. And I was like, they have my license and I just want to get the fuck out. So whatever. And like, I was just like, not having it at all. I was like, actually, that reminds me, I was going to say, for those of you that know me, you know that I have a bit of an anger problem / like, I don't know. It's kind of rooted in like anxiety and depression, but there's like I think mostly anxiety. Like when I get anxiety, I just like lash out instead of like I'm not medicated or anything. So it's hard to like control feelings and whatnot. But, I was going to make the joke. If you know me, or if you're close to me, you know that I have a bit of an anger problem. If you don't know that, then you're not that close to me. Which is a joke. But, so I'm texting Katie. I'm just like, cause like they were trying to force a COVID test on me, and the nurse assistant person was like saying, oh, I might be asymptomatic and not have COVID, but I have fucking symptoms that aren't COVID. Like, I'm not here for that. And she was like trying to explain, like, we're safe. Like, I wear masks basically everywhere. Like, recently we've been like 1 or 2 places without masks, but like, other than that, like, we wear masks all the time, even when we don't need to, or at least I do, because like, I don't fucking trust anybody. And and if the doctor had just come in and talked to me, he would have fucking known that instead of talking shit about me. And so anyway, he comes in and I'm in the middle of texting Katie, and all he does is say, hey, or hello. He opens the door, says like, hey or hello. And I'm in the middle of texting Katie. He closes the door and then just kind of stands there and stares at me. And I just look up at him and I'm like, what? And he's like, what? I came in here and greeted you, whatever. And I was like, yeah, well, I heard what you said. And I kind of, I'm going to say I overreacted slightly, but only in the fact that I probably said the F word more than I should have. Because I said, I heard what you said out there. And I fucking laid into him. Because fuck that. Plus I hadn't eaten and I was having crazy anxiety. And I was there to get help. And the fucking guy who was there to supposedly help me was not there to help me. He was there to criticize me and to blame me for not having enough fucking money to have health insurance or to fucking be able to afford the fucking COVID test that should be fucking free. At this point, what the fuck? And so I laid into him. I was like, I heard what you said out there, and I raised my voice. I'm not going to say that I yelled, but I raised my voice enough that the people in the waiting room could at least hear that someone was saying something. I don't know if they could hear specifically what I was saying, but I know the fucking nurses and the assistants or whatever out in the area that was outside of the rooms could hear me. And I said, and I basically told him, like, I said, I heard what you said. And, like, honestly, like, I kind of, in those situations, I kind of black out a little bit. So, like, remembering it is always kind of fuzzy. But I know at one point, and he was trying to cover him for himself, obviously. He was like, fucking whatever. He was treating me like all the patients who treat him like garbage for saying, oh, you might have COVID, you should get a COVID test, instead of treating me like I'm a fucking person and knowing what the fuck I'm talking about. And I'm not saying I'm a fucking doctor. I'm just saying doctors should listen to their patients. And I know that, I'm jumping ahead. So anyway, so we're kind of like going at it. Like I'm raising my voice. He's just like trying to like be like, oh, whatever. Like, this is why this, whatever. And at some point the nurse or assistant or whatever the fuck, she opens the door. She's like, is everything okay in here? I was like, no, I want to fucking leave. Get me the fuck out of here. Like, I don't want to be here because you don't want me here. You literally said that you literally asked if I don't have insurance, why am I here? So I want to fucking leave. Get me out. And he was like covering it like, oh no, like I want to help you. And whatever, whether he was sincere or not is not my problem at all, because I don't care. And so I skipped over the part where before he came in, the assistant was like figuring it out. Like after, I think it was after I heard him saying the shit. She came in and said, "Oh, it's the same price." Which now, as soon as I left, I was like, "Oh wait, there's a fucking lab fee that they charge you outside of the fucking thing." So if I get a fucking lab fee from that fucking place, I am going to fucking freak out, because fuck that place. Sorry. And so she was like, oh, it's the same price. If you get a strep test and a COVID test, it's the same price as if you just got a strep test. And I was like, fine, give me the fucking COVID test, you fucking assholes. And so so jump forward. So she comes in, asks, like, whatever. And I'm like, no, I want to get the fuck out of here. Like, whatever. I heard what you fucking said. Like, go, like, I didn't, props to me that I didn't straight out tell him to go fuck himself or anything like that. Like, I was literally like, you don't fucking want me here, because I literally said that. I literally heard you say that. And I care that I don't have any fucking money. I care. And so things kind of calm down, whatever. She leaves. He closes the door, whatever. He's like, oh, I saw your test. You tested positive for strep. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, what the fuck? And that situation has been emotionally taxing on me today. And I just wanted to, since I said I wasn't just going to do beer reviews on this channel, I wanted to fucking maybe not well or coherently or anything, but I wanted to get this fucking shit out, because you should not take shit from anybody. And I know I walked out of there today without the cops being called because of the way I look. And fuck that. Like, anybody should be able to walk into a doctor's office. Anybody who calls themselves a doctor and treats people like that should be able to walk into their office, tell them to fuck off if they're not treating them properly, and walk out of there without an issue. And fuck that. Fuck that. I'm fucking sick of this shit. It's absolutely unacceptable. Everybody wants to fucking act like, oh, things will get better. Yeah, no, fuck that. No. And I know this is anecdotal and this is just my experience, but I know other people have other experiences that are far worse than mine. I know women can't get fucking, I don't even know if abortions are legal now. I don't know if they're legal or illegal or where they are or whatever. But I know women can't go and get their fucking tubes tied without fucking, they have to have like at least 2 kids or whatever. Fuck that. And I know I'm getting a bit emotional. Less like upset and more angry, because obviously everybody should be fucking angry about this. Everybody should be angry about this. And it fucking makes me angry that everyone isn't fucking angry about this. And so he tells me that I tested positive for strep. So I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what I fucking said. Not that I said that, but I was just like, yeah. And so he's like, let me take a look at your throat. And then he apologized, and I apologized for raising my voice. And because I know I said the F word and stuff, and I know that there were children in the area, but like, it's not my fucking problem. If you bring your kids to a fucking doctor that's a fucking asshole, maybe you should expect to hear some F words every once in a while. And I'm not mad at the parents. That's not me going off on them. That's me just being fucking angry at the doctor for being a fucking asshole. And I know I'm saying the F word way too much. So I'll try to tie it back a little bit. But, so yeah. So that was my experience. And then he was like, oh, let me take a look at your throat. Yeah, it looks like you have strep. Oh, okay. Your test was positive and your throat looks like you have strep. So everything there are a couple things that I didn't say that I wish I had said. And there were a couple things that I wish he had said that he didn't say. Like, he apologized for saying the things that he said, but he didn't apologize for treating me like I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. And I'm going to reiterate, I know there are a bunch of people who go to the doctor who act like they know what they're fucking talking about and they have no idea. And I'm sure that guy sees a ton of people who have every single COVID symptom and are like, oh, no, I don't need a test. Like, fine. But, like, treat people like they're people. Don't treat people like they're fucking like, if you can't take the career, there's a word. If you, I don't know what it is. I can't think of it. If you can't take what comes with your job, then fucking quit. Quit. Find something else to do. Find something you can handle. Don't be a fucking baby. I don't know why I didn't yell, but I don't know why I had to raise my voice to a fucking 70-year-old man because he was a fucking dick. But I had to today because I was not fucking taking it. And I will also reiterate that the only reason I walked at it there was because I look and am the way I am. Because I'm a white man. And I can tell a fucking 70-year-old white man to eat my shit and just walk out of a place. But if I was a person of color, if I was indigenous, if I was something else, I would have been lucky if I had left that place alive. And that is also fucking bullshit. So I'm just fucking angry, and this is just me trying to fucking make sense of what the fuck is going on and trying to process my emotions. And so basically I walked out of there. I paid the minimum price I could pay. I picked up my antibiotics and I came home. And yeah, so now I'm on antibiotics. I have strep for the first time in my fucking life. I got strep for the first time in my fucking life. I gave it to my partner who has strep fucking all the time before the mask mandate, or not even the mandate, just before COVID happened. And masks were a thing. And it's fucking just, this whole situation is just ripping me apart, and I just needed to I just need to put this out there. So if you've watched this far, then I appreciate you very much. But I am going to go, and yeah, so fuck Matt Damon. Katie and I have strep, so we're gonna lay low for a little bit. New beer channel name, possibly. Or new channel name. I don't know why I said beer. I have to pee, so I'm gonna go. I don't have a beer, but I'm just gonna leave and say cheers and thank you for watching. You can like and subscribe and all that stuff. And cheers.